Hey, what's up everybody? Oscar here with Third Pedal FoxBody. In today's episode, I am going to show you guys my interior, something that I've been trying to hide from the community and something that I kind of was embarrassed about for a little bit. But you know what? I said to myself, we got to start somewhere, right? So this car isn't perfect by all means, but I am looking forward to working on it and making it a little better. But I wanted to show you guys how easy it is for somebody to take a complete car and then just piece it apart. Through the ownerships of this vehicle and through the ideas of people, this car has been pretty put apart. But nonetheless, if you're an enthusiast and you want to take on a challenge, you take on a challenge. So for me, that's exactly what I have in front of me. A big, big challenge. But doing it little by little, step by step, I'm sure that in no time, I'm going to have this car back in its best shape as possible. So come along for the ride. Let me show you guys the interior. Right, starting off with the interior, we do have missing door panels on both sides of the car. There's a door panel missing on that side of the car. The only thing that did come with this car was the armrest, but on that side of the car, the armrest did come, but it did not have a dash pad. Now, over the last 3 years of my ownership, I have sourced used dash pads, armrest pads, and as you guys can see, the one that came in the car has that famous 50 Shades of Gray because this and this does not match, that does not match, and then this new panel that I purchased from LMR does not match either. So this interior definitely is going to need a full re-dye because if you guys know and if you guys are aware in the FoxBody community, anybody that sells full interiors that are the exact same color, which is the interior that I'm looking for would be black. They go for quite a bit of top dollar. So as you guys can see, this center console has been painted or has been dyed. I'd say they did a pretty poor job on it, which I'm not gonna knock because when you're young, and you just want to have black interior, you go ahead and do what you got to do. So my plan is to take off the center console, take this off, and repaint everything that needs to be repainted black. I am going to be using SEM trim black. For the centerpiece right here, I am going to possibly change it out to one of the LMR ones that has a center cup holder. I'm still not sure because I do have an OEM one that has the ashtray door working in perfect condition. But one thing that I am going to opt out to getting rid of is I am going to get rid of the armrest. I am going to do the armrest delete from LMR because I just think the armrest, it rattles a lot. It's a little bulky and you really don't use it, so I'm not going to use it. This car is a 5-speed car, so one hand will be on the wheel and the next will be on the shifter. So let's go in here and let me show you guys a little bit more. All right, so when I bought my car, one of the things that I did notice on my car is that it did come with a 160 mile per hour speedometer. And that was pretty exciting because, the only cars that came with 160 mile speedometers, I think, were the SSP cars. I went on a whole thing about, man, if this is an SSP car, how lucky I am. It's not. Somebody just swapped it out. Like I mentioned in the previous video, this car came with very little options. This car didn't even have electric windows, mirrors. It had the roll-up doors, but somebody opted out to change the doors. And if you guys haven't watched that video, go ahead and check it out. I have a in-depth explanation of what this car truly is. But here we are. This car didn't come with a stereo either, and it didn't come with air conditioning. A lot of these pieces I'm gonna have to replace, like these vents, because these vents, this car's actually been sitting outside in the Arizona desert for quite a bit of time, and because of that, when I removed this panel right here, the OEM one, because it was completely deteriorated, I was able to break off a lot of these little tabs that hold these pieces. When you try to remove them, they're pretty easy to get off, but this car has been cooking outside for so long that I broke a lot of tabs off, and if you guys know, these cars already rattle enough. So But moving on to the interior, this car did come with what seems to be a aftermarket carpet. It's not in the worst shape. It's not in the best shape, but it'll do for now. It did come with the headrest, but as you guys can see, it's not on here because the headrest was very deteriorated as well, so I'm going to have to do that. And then the other thing I had to source were these pillar moldings right here that go all along right here, which I already do have. I have some back here, and I do have most of the covers for the steering wheel and everything that goes down there as well. But as I continue to work on this car, I definitely, I'm planning as I go along, and I'm also doing things that I think are gonna benefit me, right? I'm gonna be sitting on this seat most of the time. I was even considering deleting the rear seat because, you know, I have younger children and I don't plan on riding them in this car for the reason that, you know, these cars, they don't have too many safety features, and just looking at the bare shell, there isn't a lot of protection for children here. So although I probably will take them around the block, when I do put the seat back there, I don't plan on riding them long distance in this car like I plan using the car myself. So like I said, there's a lot of bolts missing for the armrest. There's no speakers on there. The stereo was removed when we were looking for the wiring issues, and as you guys can see, there is a lot of wiring that's still kind of hanging low that I still need to continue to clean up. I need to label because it is important to know what is what. Like, I have these wires right here just kind of chilling out. I don't know what they're for. I don't know where they came from, but I need to figure all that stuff out just so that I could be comfortable and have peace of mind. But I want to show you guys this centerpiece right here from the center console that came with the car, because somebody, when I bought the car, I don't know what their plan was for it, but they didn't have the ignition over here with the key. They had a push button, and then they also had the electric ignition, and then they had the fuel pump ignition over here. So all of that was rerouted over there to the ignition module, and there we are. But let me show you guys real quick what that looked like. So this is the panel that came in the car, and if I'm not mistaken, this was original to the car, because like I mentioned in my previous video, this car did have blue interior, but somebody opted out to re-dye it. Not only did they re-dye it a different color, they literally used the same paint they used to paint the exterior body of the car to paint this plastic. So that's kind of interesting, but I guess, right? So as you guys can see, they used this hole right here for the push button start, and then they drilled out a couple more holes right here. One was for the fuel pump and the other one was for ignition. Now that was one of the things that kind of made this sorting out this electrical stuff with this car a little difficult, because they just went through so many changes for whatever reason. I have no idea. So luckily I had somebody to help me and figure all that out. But as you all can see, this car definitely still has stuff just kind of dangling, hanging all over the place. Everything is mismatched. Some of this stuff was oversprayed. You can see right here. This stuff was oversprayed when they painted the door jambs, the same color of the car. And removing all this stuff, because it's somewhat pulled apart, shouldn't be that difficult, but definitely it isn't something that I'm looking forward to because, well, I've never done it before. And you know how it is. When you've never done something, you don't want to do it wrong. You don't want to mess something up. You don't want to make it worse. You rather just kind of leave it alone. But this is a challenge for me, and I'm willing to take on that challenge. Now, the seats that are in the car right now, these seats I actually sourced locally. Right here, a guy was selling them on Facebook Marketplace. They were reupholstered, and I got these car seats for, I believe, like $100 or like $100 for both, for the pair, $50 each, and they're in great shape, so I was excited for that. Now back here we have most of the missing pieces of the car, and I did go on a hiatus and cleaned out most of those panels back there, back here. The other thing that is missing in the interior, I don't have seat belts. I don't have seat belts in this car. The only thing that this car did come with was a harness, and it's only on the driver's side. So like I said, I'm not sure if whoever owned this car, what their plan was for it, but from the previous owner that I bought it from, which is not the guy who did all this work, apparently he told me that the guy he bought it from wanted to do a drift build, and that's why they kind of gutted the car for weight reduction, because the car also was a manual steering, didn't even have power steering, and obviously they removed all the air conditioning stuff. So yeah, guys, this is a lot. You know, this is a lot. For the last 3 years, I've been piecing out a lot of pieces, a lot of parts, because the pockets can get really slim real quick when you just start throwing the catalog on these cars. And having built other cars in the past, that's not something that I want to do. I have some other priorities with family. I love these cars, but my priority is definitely my family. I wanted to do this as a project, something that can be fun, something that I can enjoy. And so far, I've been enjoying the process. Now, getting on Instagram, TikTok, watching everybody have these $100,000 builds, $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 builds, does kind of put a little thought in your brain like, man, why am I so behind? But honestly, it isn't who gets there first or last. It's just who can resist and enjoy their own personal process. So if you're just starting off with something as bad as what my car seemed to be, just enjoy it. You know, no one should rush you, and no one should dictate how fast or how slow you move on your car. So guys, once again, Third Pedal FoxBody, my name is Oscar. Thank you all. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video when I continue to work on other pieces of the car. But for now, I wanted to continue to go through a lot of what this car is and why it's taken so long. So thank you all once again. I'll see you guys on the next video.